everybody. It is your girl, Renee Graziano, and this is The Real in Reality with Renee Graziano. So we all know I keep it real, and we talk about subjects that maybe people don't want to. We talk about love life. We talked about female empowerment early today. Now I'm going to introduce you to my guest, who's one of my favorite people. You might know her as the $1 Million Barbie, but she's my Barbie, Nikki Exotika. Let's go, girl.
Hi, guys. How are you? Thank you for having me, Renee.
Oh, thank you for coming on. So this is like the second interview I am doing in the studio. I've had other shows, but we're on Rodeo Drive. We're in Beverly Hills. You might be in New York, but today
I am. I was just in Beverly. I was just in California for like 10 days. So you missed me, but you know what? I'm down to do it from here. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, anytime after this, you're always welcome. But first, I want to say I absolutely appreciate you. You spent my birthday, 2 birthdays with me.
Yes.
And our friendship is a solid one, a beautiful one. I absolutely adore you. And now we're in the month of February, and Valentine's Day was just yesterday. And if this airs a little bit later, we're still in the month of February. So February is a month of love. Let's talk about it. Are you in love?
I am in love. And you know, it's been such a long time. I felt this feeling. My last relationship was in 2011, and it was toxic, rocky. He's abusive, and I just ended it. But that was like my real last relationship where we actually lived together. But so my boyfriend now lives across seas, and
Where?
he's Russian. He doesn't live in Russia. He lives in Moldova. So it's a communist country.
Okay.
15 years ago, we met on a site, like a MySpace type of site in his country. It was called Faces. And it's a long story of how we met, which is going to be aired in the future on a popular TV show. I can't name any names, but
so we're taking, okay, I'm not going to push that.
Yeah, it's a long story. That's why it's going to be too long for this podcast. But we met, and we ended up dating, and I brought him here on a K-1 visa, and it didn't work. I was going through so many things at that time. I didn't love myself. So I felt like I was, just exuding too much, maybe negative against him. And I wasn't patient. I didn't work with them. There was a language barrier,
Right.
And
before you go any further, let me just ask a quick question. So this was 15 years ago, was really prior to most surgery. We're not going to touch surgery.
Yes.
We talk surgery privately.
Okay. So yes, I didn't.
Just touch on that.
I didn't look as beautiful. I was a little bit more less surged, and I was going through a moment in my life where I had just gotten botched by a plastic surgeon that was doing crystal meth. Dr. Brad Jacobs, he lost his license and I think he's in jail right now, but he screwed me up. He messed up my nose, messed up my breast. I was going through a really tough time at that moment. I was also
I know Brad.
Yeah, you know Brad. So I was also taking care of my girlfriend. She was thrown out of a window. I was taking her to the hospital for 3 months, Miriam Rivera. And it was a lot. It was a lot that I was like not mentally ready for a relationship, but I wanted to be loved and I wanted to get married. And, being a trans woman, you want to have a happily ever after and a fairy tale that exists,
Right.
So I ended up having a 1.5-year relationship. I applied for the K-1, we got approved. I brought him here and it just didn't work. Vicious is crying. So
you're so funny with your cats.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, that cat picture,
like Savannah cat.
Yes. So everybody, Nikki has these cats that are just
one cat now. The other one passed away.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, she passed away like maybe 8 months ago. Yeah. So now it's just Vicious to Savannah. But so that's why my name is, some people wonder, Exotika, because I love exotic things and I have exotic cats, and I will be getting more exotic cats when he passes. But anyway, getting back to my love
life. I just heard the cat cry.
So it just, I had an emotional, nervous breakdown, and I ended up sending him back to his country like a 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks after him coming. And I felt so bad about it when I sent him. I broke his heart. And I felt like I was dishonest with him. I never told him the truth. I never told him the truth about me at that moment. I never told him I was trans. I never told him I was a sex change. I never told him anything, and he never figured it out until he came to the United States, and he figured it out. But he never questioned me about it. He just went back home. And when he went back home, he got bullied. People found out in his country that he was dating me because they remember when I was there visiting him. A lot of things happened. My ex-boyfriend lived out there. He started running his mouth. So he went through a serious depression, and he was really heartbroken for a while. So I felt really bad, but we remained friends throughout the years. He would send me sweet messages, Valentine's Day, my birthday, Christmas, sweet messages. And then I tried getting back with him 5 years ago, and he was talking to a girl. He was in a relationship. So he kind of blew me off. And I was hurt, but I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Time passes. And just this Christmas, we started talking again. We reconnected. And I asked him, are you dating anybody? Like, how's your love life? And he's just like, I'm single. I've been single for 2 years. And I'm like, yeah, me too. For 3 years, like 3 years was like my last kind of like little date boyfriend, but it wasn't really a relationship, just dating somebody. And yeah, so we started talking again, and it's crazy. And I reached out to a reality series about relationships across seas, and they are interested in, showing our story. So I'm excited for
I'm sitting here like this.
I'm excited for the journey. I know. I told Carmen Electra, she's a good friend of mine too, and she's just so excited. She's like, oh my God, I love that show, and I hope they pick you to be on it, because you know what? I adore you, Nikki, and she knows my ex, and it was like she just wanted me to be happy. She knew what I went through with my ex-boyfriend, another Russian guy. But you know what? You're going to get the whole story in the future of what happens and how.
I know. I also got a very personal invitation to the wedding.
You did. I invited Renee to the wedding, and Carmen.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Well, you know what? Let me just revisit a couple things. So you were very honest in saying that you didn't tell him about the changes.
A lot of people are going to wonder why I didn't do that.
I want to know.
Okay. So I feel like this, right? I feel like, I spent my life living my life. At 16 years old, I transitioned to being a girl. And at a young age, when I had my sex change at like 19 years old, I felt like I wanted to reset my life, and I felt like I was reborn again. So why do I have to divulge information? And I should have, once he said he was in love with me, I should tell somebody, because it's like, it's not right to lie, about your whole life. I want somebody to love me for me and for who I am. But I felt like if I told him, he wouldn't have given me a chance to get to really know me. I also feel like at this point, things are different now in this world. Amen. That you can be honest now, and people can accept you more now. It's out there now. I just didn't want him to judge me. And he did say, if he told me, if he knew it right off the bat, he wouldn't have dated me. He wouldn't have been with me. He would have been scared. He probably would have ran. Right. And he's like, so maybe I get the way or why you did it, but
you still
he's in love with me.
Now you're in a better place.
We're in a better place. And I told him, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the truth. And, I should have been more honest. And I feel like girls nowadays, I should just feel like, just be honest. And, if somebody's going to love you, they're going to love you for who you are, no matter what. And they're going to accept you. And if somebody doesn't accept you, then that's okay. There's somebody out there for you.
Absolutely. I will say that I am a person who believes that we should tell the truth.
Yeah.
Not when you're getting pinched and going to jail. No, I'm only joking. But I'm just saying, I think we should, because we are in a different world. Yeah. When it comes to, I don't speak on it. I don't know about it. I don't have my information, but I just think that we should, you're going to love who you're going to love. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Things have changed. Life is different.
Yeah.
Your heart is exactly the same heart it was before you transitioned.
Right.
Before you're this magnificent, beautiful. And I'm sure you were always beautiful. Because to me, your heart is what I look at. I don't, I look at you, you're gorgeous. But I'm saying, for me, I'm kind of a soul person. You know what I mean? I can look past a lot of people's mistakes. I can't look past, you didn't do it on purpose. In
Right.
today's world, no, we don't need to deceive
I
when
have
it
a
comes
motto.
to that.
I also have a motto about this because it could go both ways, right? I say it like
Please.
this. I said, if somebody has a past, right? Let's say if you meet a guy, right? And he had
Mm.
3 testicles, but he had one removed and now he has 2 testicles. Should he tell you he had 3 testicles? And when you first
Well,
start
I
dating?
got a joke for that, and he's got more balls than the next guy, but no, I got to keep it real. No, that's like saying, I'm going to give you one. It's like you go to jail, you commit this crime when you're a kid. It's not a bad crime. You know what I mean? So and you meet this girl in another place, you got to tell her. You know what I mean? I understand it. I'm just saying your personal business really is yours. And I understand that. And when you said, you felt like you were reborn, like another chance, I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
I've gotten many chances to get clean, and I'm very, very fortunate. Do I have to divulge that to anybody? No, that's really mine.
Right off the bat in the beginning. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right,
Maybe
right. I'm saying absolutely. So you're shedding light on something for me. Like I just walk around. Me personally. These are my thoughts. I'm an open book.
Right. Me too. Now
right.
I am.
Right. Exactly. Wasn't
Before-
I wasn't always an open book. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I didn't know what to do with my addiction many years ago. And they're two different things, but it's all boils down to how we felt about ourselves.
Right.
And then worrying if you're not going to get love from the person because we just want to be in love.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get off that because that's none of my business. And I don't know how to handle a delicate situation like that. Again, I love you for you. I'm glad you're in love. Now
so it's all that matters, and he loves me. I love him. So now we're taking it to the next step, and getting married and
you're blessed. Oh, I can't wait to tune in. Speaking of tuning in, you got a couple things coming up. Let's talk icon.
I do.
You are one.
Thank you. Well, I'm officially getting deemed an icon in the ballroom community, and a lot of people wonder what that is. And the ballroom,
talk about it.
All the voguing, the runway, when you see the people drop to the ground and do all those crazy spins and
well, the stuff that they've been putting. Okay.
Yeah, like on HBO Max, Legendary, you see all these competitions and stuff. So that's what I've done since I've been walking since 1995. I was in the House of Saint Laurent. My trans mother, Octavia Saint Laurent, rest in peace. She brought me into the House of Saint Laurent. Then I left about a year later, and I became the mother of the House of Infinity for a few years. Then I left this house, and I became a child in the House of Extravaganza in 2003.
Okay.
So I'm still currently the House of Extravaganza, and
Can you explain what the house is for people that don't know?
So there's different houses, and its house is like a sorority, like a community, a gang, but a positive one, not something negative where we look for fights and stuff like that. It's
like a sober home. I'll put it to what stuff that I know. Okay.
Yeah, like and you go to these competitions. That's a ball. And basically you find they give trophies or money, cash categories to the best.
Oh, I like that house better than mine.
Yes, to the best for that category, so usually I win tons of trophies for Sex Siren. That's my category at this moment. I used to walk face, runway, body, all kinds of different categories, but now my main category is Sex Siren. So I haven't really walked in a minute, but the last one I won. And so they're going to deem me icon with a plaque and everything. Finally, after 80 years in ballroom. No, I'm just kidding. But listen, I've been in there a long time.
You still won. Remember that.
I've been paving the ballroom floor for a very long time. So I'm finally getting my flowers. It feels really good, to finally.
And you're alive and getting your flowers. That's the best part of all of it. You know what I mean?
I'm still here.
So, is there a date on that? Is that happening anytime soon?
That's at the Coldest Winter Ball. This Saturday night at the Knockdown Center in Queens. Yes, February 19th. And I will also be judging the Sex Siren category. So I'm waiting to see the girls bring it because I'm going to be very fierce as a judge. I'm probably going to be the Simon Cowell up there. And I'm going to be very critical because these girls are going to be gorgeous and bringing it. So I'm so excited to be doing that.
Well, I love your honesty. And when you say critical, so before we jumped on this, I was like, oh my God, they filmed me sideways. I got to get my chin. Then you're like, it's time for a neck lift.
Mhm.
isn't it? It is.
Well, you
But
know,
I love honesty.
plastic surgery. You've done some work, and I am.
Oh, nose job,
Yes.
free breast
Body.
reductions. Um, absolutely.
Done
Fat
work.
transfer to my ass. You know what I mean? I talk about, sir. I'm not ashamed at all. It's
Yeah,
time. Because we
girl.
originally started with like, it's Kybella. And you were like, well, nope. And you told me exactly what I got to do. And I'm like,
If
okay.
it really didn't work, then the next thing is you lipo, and then you do a neck lift. I've done 2 neck lifts, so I love.
Oh,
the
my
results.
neck is gonna be tight and right. And I'm gonna come back because actually my name means reborn. Renee means reborn in the Catholic Church.
I just have to say, you look really great. So the last time I saw you, you've been losing weight.
Girl, I am down since you saw me.
Yeah.
That was
That was in the
early
summer.
July.
Yeah.
The last time we did dinner, we did the Crab House.
Yes.
What was the name? Oh God, how am I? Clemente's.
Yeah.
Clemente's on the water, and then we did the one in Edgewater.
Right. At look.
50 pounds. 50 pounds. 50.
Nice.
No, 40. Since then, 39 pounds. But I lost even more than that. Yeah.
You look great. Yeah.
I actually just put on like about 6 or 7. That's got to come off. The boobs aren't shrinking. They're good. They're mine. They're good. They're all mine. I keep taking them off.
You always got to keep the titties.
That's next. I think I'm gonna get like a half moon, take this off, and then I'm gonna be like,
Are you gonna
what?
get a lift? Do you want to get implants or a lift?
No, babe, I had my first breast reduction when I was 18. They took 6 pounds off my chest. My second one. So I don't need a lift. I want a half moon, the half implant. My stuff is good. I just want to. I want them to always look like they're in a bra.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But just here because they're very full here. If
anybody
walks past, I'm going like this.
I've never heard of half moon implants.
Yeah, there's the. What do you mean you didn't hear?
I've never heard.
Told me.
I've
It's
never,
just the top piece for this.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, maybe I'm describing it wrong. He said the implant is more for the cleavage.
Okay.
And the fullness. And he said half moon were his words.
So I don't know like what a half moon implant. I've never heard of it.
Well, that's what he said it was called, but maybe that's his term.
Interesting. Maybe I got to read up on that.
What? You got boobs?
No, I know, but people ask me a lot of questions and I want to know what to say, you know, that's like my job. I'm also
I'm doing it right now.
In surgery.
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, a lot of people on social media for advice on plastic surgery. That's what.
Is there something called a half moon implant for women?
I've never heard of that.
Dual plane involves placing the upper portion of the implant under.
What?
Okay, it's called dual plane.
Dual plane, but has to do with the skin.
I don't know. That's what I pulled up on Google. I'm not the Googling girl.
I'm going to do some research on that later.
Please, because there should be one that's only for here. My boobs are so full here. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. No, America, I'm wrong.
I think you're wrong. Renee, I know a lot about plastic surgery. I've never heard
Then I'm wrong. Maybe I just heard half moon.
What I think you need is a high profile implant to give you a project here.
Maybe I heard 2 things at once because high profile works better for me anyway. Okay. Switching gears.
Yes.
Let's talk influencer.
Okay. Yes, I am.
Because you're an influencer. Like you influence me.
You're so sweet. I post a lot of crazy stuff. I post about all my plastic surgery stuff, whether it's I've gone through infections, I've gone through surgeries, I've gone through all kinds of stuff, and I film everything. I also film a lot with my cats. I post a lot of animal stuff. I love lots of stuff. I'm going to be posting about my relationship with my boyfriend together when we see each other in Mexico, but that's a side thing. I love influencing. I do lots of surgery stuff. So I influence a lot of doctors. I promote a lot of plastic surgery procedures and facial stuff, anything you need or you want to know about the whole realm of cosmetic work and dentistry and plastic surgery, you can reach me and DMs and I will give you a Skype interview for 30 minutes for $100.
Hey, listen, get it any way you can. But
Yes,
look, you just filled me in.
My information for free. You know, I've done so much. I know like where to go, where not to mess yourself up with, because there's many doctors out there that'll just take your money and mess you up. So, but
well,
yes.
we're going to talk about that because I have some things that I want to like redo. Obviously, not half moons. They will be called high profile. Again, this is the real in reality with Renee Graziano. We have Nikki Exotika, who is also my friend. And I truly think that you are just you have such a good soul.
Thank you so much.
You really do. We had an amazing birthday time together. That was really like I don't always bring everyone to my dinner table. And I don't know if you understand that, like the Italian culture, you don't let everybody through the front door and not everybody sits down at your dinner table. Sure. And all the people that came, the close friends. Now we're going to talk about the one in Edgewater. The people that were there are family. Like there were, that's like a family, like everybody, they might not have known each other, but those are the people as well as you, I wanted to sit at my table, like to celebrate my birthday because it just felt like a real birthday in a really long time. My story, unfortunately for me, we're talking February is love. I am no longer with that individual who no longer even has a name as far as I'm concerned. So I myself am I love love. I love love. I think it's amazing. I am so happy you found love. I'm so happy. I can't wait to watch it on TV and just sit there and be like,
you're gonna be there.
I just think that, you have so much to offer with your knowledge. Let's put plastic surgery aside, your knowledge just as a woman, like you just offer someone such confidence. Look, you tell the truth. We just had a conversation about it.
Blunt. I'm a lot like Renee, and I think that's how we connected. And a lot of people want to wonder how I met you. So I met Renee through Big Ange.
God rest his soul.
Dearly. I was a very good friend of Big Ange, and I used to see her at the Drunken Monkey. And I got introduced with my auntie, and she introduced me to Big Ange, and me and Ange were like this. I did her makeup for the MTV VMAs with her daughter Raquel. And that's the first time I actually met Renee. I thought she was a bitch. I'm going to be honest. When I first
my God, that's the second one I got today. Holy shit.
And then I met her again. I think they were doing Splash Bar. Remember Splash Club in New York City? You guys were
yes.
Then I met Renee again, and then she was doing a club in Connecticut, and I hung out with you again.
Yep.
And that's how we like built our friendship and stuff. And then when Big Ange had passed, I was very grateful that she actually kept in contact with me, and we reconnected. So that's how I know Renee. Because am I a bitch?
Am I a bitch?
No, she's actually not. She's really sweet. I thought she was kind of against trans, I'm going to be honest, but she loved the community.
I didn't understand it.
Right. But you know what? It takes time. Sometimes you got to educate people, and sometimes people grow and stuff. And definitely she's one of those people that she absolutely loves and adores the community. And yeah, is such a supporter for the LGBTQIA. So I'm very happy about that.
Oh, I just want people to be happy. Like I grew up ignorant. I grew up,
that's Italian culture though. There's a lot of Italians that are very
ignorant, like Italian here, different race there, different, department. Everybody was in their own department store. You know what I mean? We're all basically in a mall, but you're in your own store. And I didn't understand it. I truly didn't. I'm a curious person too. Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Is it something like, I didn't understand it. I knew growing up, my cousin Anthony, God rest his soul, he passed. He was a gay man, and I remember he died a long time. He was much older, but he grew up in the they would dress up like a drag.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So I remember when I was young, one day my mother had this purple sparkly dress, and he was like, "Oh, Ronnie, when you're done with it, you have to give it to me." And I go, "For what?" I have no clue. I'm a little kid. I don't know. I miss him. So the energy. Oh, he was such a beautiful person. I didn't understand it though. I didn't. And I know he went
Right.
through horrible stuff with his brothers. He's,
Yeah.
3 boys.
Getting
They,
bullied. It's a big
oh,
thing.
he got more than bullied,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is. And now that I've come to understand it's not, it has nothing to do with it has to do with the inside, who you really identify with, who you really feel you are. To
And
each his
what
own.
makes you happy? It's your life. Live it to the fullest. You only live one life. And if you live it for somebody else or for somebody else's expectations, you're going to be miserable and depressed. And some people even commit suicide. And you don't want that. You don't want your family member to go, end up dead. You might lose your child, your loved one, your family member to that. And you don't want to. I tried committing suicide many times through school years, throughout those trans years, is because people were very mean and very evil, bullying me and a lot, and I couldn't handle it. I have cut marks on my hands. I've gone through so many things growing up, but it brought me to being such a strong, tough person the way I am. Maybe some people might think I'm a bitch or I'm shady, but I've been through a lot in my life, and I am writing a book about my whole life story. So it's gonna, hopefully it could be made into a Netflix series, because it's very almost kind of like a La Veneno. La Veneno that was on HBO Max. I've been through a lot. I was in the streets. I was homeless. I was hooked on drugs. I went to jail for somebody else, for my ex-boyfriend's drugs. I've been through a lot of stuff. So many things with bad relationships, physical abuse. I was molested when I was little. I was raped. There's so many things that have happened in my life that I think, people need to understand, is that they think I was given the golden spoon. I worked hard to get to where I am. They think she has it good. I worked so much to get to where I am right now, and I could have quit many, many times. So I want people to learn with my book is that no matter how many times you fall, you can get back up again.
Down 7, up 8. That, you know what, I told you, this is amazing that I had 2 strong women. Like you'll hear my girlfriend Lucky's story, but you just touched on so many. I have chills. Like, I wish you could see, like, I have chills. You touched on the suicide note. She brought up the same thing. She said, when people don't have somebody else to speak to, these aren't her exact words, but what we were talking about, I believe it was it not a Miss America? The young girl who just committed suicide in
Chris, Chris,
like,
Chelsea Chris.
Yeah, you could be this person in such a high position. No one's listening to you. She killed herself.
Yeah, my girlfriend just killed herself too. Just committed suicide.
I'm so sorry.
Julie Estevez. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, you never know what somebody else is thinking or
No,
what
so be nice. Sometimes
exactly. Always be kind. It doesn't cost much to be kind.
It doesn't cost anything to say good morning. It doesn't cost anything to smile. I know about bullying. I was bullied terribly. I was not a pretty little kid. Haha, girls, I turned out well. Okay. Thank you. But I remember being invited to like boy-girl parties and then being sent home when I got there. And everybody else had fun. I remember the 2, I know their names, I'm not going to say them, picked on me, wrote notes, and like everybody picked on me. I had boobs like in 5th grade. You know what I mean? Like, so of course the boys wanted to hug me over those girls, right. But I didn't even understand boobs. You know what I mean? But I was bullied terribly. I still believe there are certain scenarios, mob wives, I've been bullied. I'll bully back.
Yeah.
What do you mean
No,
I'm
I was
bullying
going
you?
to say, I was like, you don't stay bullied.
No,
Renee.
let me explain. It's not
You
bullying.
get really loud because you
Let
got
me, but that's not bullying. If I'm going to speak
Yeah,
my mind, it's my voice. I can speak
right.
in any level I want. If you feel intimidated, that's on you. It's not
You're
on me.
the legendary line on Big Brother, the one that you posted the other day. Oh my God. I was living for the Reed girl of all of Reed's.
Curses?
Now, when you went off on the
Yeah,
guy,
when I said I have dated the evilest, ugliest people, the most self-centered, no good, dirty rack. Girl,
I was like, yes.
that was a 15-second curse rant.
Girl, it was everything. I was like, you see, this is why this is my bitch. I was like,
I love
I would
you.
go off. This is how I would go off. If I'm on reality TV and somebody pisses me off, oh, I will go off like that on a tangent.
Right. Because we also see, like, I'm not going to say that I haven't, I never looked at it as bullying. I looked at it more as being a little bit more intimidating, which is a form. Absolutely. But in my house and where I come from, that's not bullying. That's what we're supposed to do, like to hold your
That's
position.
typical Italian families, though.
Right. But it's also, it's a mob tactic.
Yes.
You chest out, like, and when you're up against 4 girls on a reality show and everybody's picking on you.
Personalities, huge personalities, each of them.
Not all of them.
Maybe not
please.
Carla so much, but you definitely.
Oh, we like her.
I love Carla, but
again.
she's not
because she's quiet.
Just
right.
quiet. That's what I mean.
Right.
I
She
love
okay.
Carla.
Yeah,
No
she's
shade on that. But she's very quiet. She's not the yapper. It was like
No.
you and Drita were like the loudest. And Big Ange, we just loved everything she said because she was the wise woman.
Not in all situations. I have my personal feelings. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie about anything. I love Angela, but there came a time where everybody was pitting everybody, and the bullying. That's where the bullying started. You know what I mean? I love Angela. We spoke. I actually spoke to her literally. They put the phone by her, and my aunt Celia put the phone by her, and she died maybe like 30 minutes later. And I got to say goodbye, and I love you. I am, her daughter and I, we got a bond. Everybody likes to put everybody against each other, but what a lot of people don't know is the truth. So Angela was a huge personality. Absolutely. She was like the level ground. I speak my truths. My truths were at one particular point, the ground wasn't so level anymore because people were going and making up lies. So she was mother wise. Absolutely. Mother wise. She was mother wise until that one day. That sticks out in my head. That's like a hard one for me because she was mother wise and she's my family. You know what I mean? That's my father's sister's best friend. I know Angela since I was 15 years old. She was around, you know what I mean? So God rest her soul. But look, yeah, Angela and I, and what I mean about bullying, her and I didn't bully each other at all. We just really had an unfortunate falling out at that particular time. What I'm talking about when I talk about bullying with those girls are rough. Nick, they're rough. It's not easy. It is not easy being around those girls. They really get into certain situations that I walk out of there like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to let you know I'm feeling that.
Right. The energy is off.
The energy is off.
With any hot reality TV show, I think that is a big thing with the actors or the people, the contestants.
Right.
Right.
I wish I could act. I wish that my truths weren't my real truths sometimes.
You don't think some of it was scripted a little bit or it was literally real drama?
You couldn't script me for all the money in the world. On my son, what could you say? A
lot of people watch these shows and they think it's scripted, like 100%.
A lot of people, there's like, listen, this is so funny.
Real drama, you guys, real drama.
Listen to me, those girls, that was all true storyline, and it brought the worst out of everybody. Like if you could script me, please somebody script me in a better light where I'm not falling apart, crying, getting on the table, dying on the operating table. Like my purest moments for me, and I'm going to ask you, what are your purest moments? Mine are when I'm with my son. Actually, I'll even say this. Drita and I, and we don't speak, Drita and I have had some of the funniest moments on television when we sit together.
Well,
We just don't see eye to eye. So what are your purest moments
with what?
with just in reality in life? In life, what is your purest moment that you could remember? Like mine is my children and my son, excuse me, and my grandchildren.
Same. I think when when I'm not fighting with my kids, because I have trans kids and I have gay kids, and right now some of us are fighting. They're very much burn the witch to the stake. Sometimes I get involved to try to break drama up. Sometimes they feel like I'm stirring the pot. Everyone has their issues with me. Some kids are respectful with me and I don't get into drama with them. So it's like up and down. So, but my purest thing is when we all get along because I love them all and I hate fighting. So if they're watching this, I just love each and every one of them. It's just that, sometimes, I don't know, I'm super bitch, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you said you were the bitch because I'm not going to say it. But
I can be, but then they could also be shit stirrers, shit starters, drama, chaos, and like all that, it's like, what am I supposed to do then? Just deal with it?
Absolutely. And you know what? I cannot believe you told me you thought I was a bitch. I'm so excited. I'm not mad at that. I'm actually excited.
This was years.
But you know what I love about it? No. I don't. I'm just glad that you said it because the person, my girlfriend Lucky said the same thing. She goes, I didn't think I was going to like you.
Yeah.
People are
like years ago, Renee. Of course I thought that. Like I
know, but for me to know it and to know that you've never said it and we've been such good friends is so nice for me because I'm not. I know you're not. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like when you see people have this perception of us that because it's based on other things.
I think it's the eyes. I think you have such exotic eyes and the nose.
And the what?
We have a plastic look, the nose.
My nose.
I think it's like when we have that look about us, you have these exotic eyes. And I think that people automatically think we're bitches.
But it's possible. I think, what? It's also my voice. My nose is Dr. Frank Scatia. In Red Bank, New Jersey. I had it done in 1995. I'll never forget. I haven't, aside from fillers, I haven't touched anything else on my face, but I'm ready.
I'm gonna give you a free consult after this.
You better. I'll come over.
I will. We were touching on something before, and I got sidetracked. So I was talking about being an influencer and all that.
Yes, go.
A reality series. I'm up in the running to be a contestant on a reality show called Influence Me, and it's part of the Orbitz app. And what's really cool is that they're going to pick top 20 people. They're doing a voting system March 8th. So if maybe you can share something, Renee.
Well, if you don't vote, I'm coming to find you. Now that was a little bullying and intimidating.
I want everyone to vote. I want you to share it for me on your story.
Absolutely.
And as many votes as possible so I could be on the show because I think I deserve to be on a reality series finally. And I could bring a lot of ratings, drama. I'm very entertaining, but I'm also funny, but I could be a bitch and I could be shady. So you know what? I think I could bring a lot of great TV. And so that's going to be March 8th. They're going to be voting for all the people that were chosen. And then they're going to be top 20. And then the top 10 finalists will be flown to a castle in Germany. So hopefully I'm going to be top 10 because I think I can be that bitch.
Well, if we're going into absolute, you are that bitch. Let's make that clear. And bitch is not a bad word. You are that bitch, but you need a fairy mob mother.
Girl.
Can I be like not the bad witch? I want to be Glenda the good witch. So when you come out in your castle and I could take my little, what was it? Her wand. And I could say, you're the fucking winner.
I hope it's $100,000, the grand prize. And you know what?
Oh, get it.
Asked me what would you do with the money? And I told them, my father died when he was young. And since I want to get married, that would go to my dream wedding because I really would just more than anything would want to use the money for my dream wedding. And the father of the bride is supposed to pay for the wedding, but I don't have a father. So I would want to use that money towards my wedding.
Well, you deserve it. I know you're going to win. I know you're in that. I know it in my heart. You hope, I pray.
Did you miss it?
What?
You just missed it. Oh my God, it's hilarious. This little kid was just doing this dance. Look.
Oh Oh, wait, they really saw my chin. I'm so happy. You know what? It's so great to speak to you. And we touch on some things that we never even talked about that I have like so many more questions for you. And we will definitely bring you back. By then you will be in that castle, queen of the castle.
I hope
and she has a fairy mob mother in America. So don't mess with her.
Yes.
This is my girl, Nikki Exotika. I'm going to have all her information. This is The Real in Reality with Renee Graziano.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye, guys.
Love you.
Glutathione is a big word. It's the body's own master antioxidant. It's a scavenger for free radical, bacteria, and viruses. There are no products in the market with the ingredient Nasset. Nasset increases the production of glutathione that's in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system, elevate sense of well-being, support muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, and liver support. It helps with increased energy and blood sugar regulation. Get your bottle of GSH Plus from www.salvationnutra.com.